we got something for you today. This is Heavy Board, and I'm Andrew Wittstadt, as many of you know, and we're recording this on October 14th, 2023. Whew, and I'm recording this late at night, barely getting it out in time, but this is for you guys. So here we go. I have a few emails come in from listeners, and we will go through these. So I got a few emails from some listeners, and some of them have questions, some of them have things to go into, some of them are just saying, hey, what's up? I like the podcast. So we'll go into some of these, and I'll reply to the ones that want. Of course, I'll keep these all anonymous, but just to keep you guys going. All right. First one here comes from a listener. They say, hi, Andrew. I love the podcast. It's great to hear that other people actually care about the crisis in reading and publishing. It makes my blood boil how complacent so many people in the field are. I don't see how literature can survive the demonization of the entire canon and the loss of our history. In order for literature to have a future, it has to have a past. Tell me about it. I couldn't agree more, man. Yes, I love the podcast. Thank you. That's awesome. I love you guys for listening. And yeah, it's great to hear that other people actually care about the crisis in reading and publishing. I think this is an important line, right? And I think this is why I started the podcast. I've said as much so many times now. I started this podcast because I couldn't stand what I was seeing. I couldn't stand what I was looking around and seeing people just casually dismissing thousands of years of literary history for dumbass reasons, for dumbass political reasons. And this listener feels it too. And that's what I say to everyone listening out here. And I talked to a few friends out here that I've spoken to about this before, just in private or on the podcast. Shout out to Eric. He and I had a good conversation over some drinks. And we talked a little bit about this, where there is this kind of crisis. Nobody is buying books. What publishers are publishing is not selling. And then there's the entire academic field right now is demonizing the canon, demonizing the literary history of the world in order to prop up, post-1960s, more contemporary literature and pretend that they were excluded because they haven't been included in the canon yet when they're only so many years old. But yeah, besides that, I agree with this listener here. It makes my blood boil too, and you guys can hear me going rants in this shit. Like, how complacent so many people in the field are. Like, if you're complacent about this, like, just stop. Like, I was talking to Eric, shout out to Eric. And we were talking about this, where we were just saying, there people will agree with you. If you think nobody will agree with you, and you're keeping your you're keeping your mouth shut, you're holding your tongue because you think nobody's going to agree with you, you're wrong. All right, just say it. Somebody's going to agree with you, even if they're not in the room with you at the time. Somebody will. So I always encourage people: if you're feeling what I'm feeling, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, or maybe you're seeing it slightly different than what I'm seeing, but you're still kind of feeling something, say it. Reach out to me. I'm trying to create a podcast here for you guys to be able to reach out to me like this. Share your thoughts. Reach out to a friend. Reach out to somebody you know. I think you'll be surprised how many people are on my side of this. Yeah. So yeah, I don't see how literature can survive the demonization of the entire canon and the loss of our history. Yeah, in order for literature to have a future, it has to have a past. Yeah, of course. And it's such a simple point that this listener is pointing out, and so many just aren't seeing right now. And I'm trying to create this podcast to let other people see it. And I wish people would take it more seriously. Please take it seriously. If you're somebody out there who's like, oh, I don't know, maybe, I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to ruin my career. I don't want to ruin my chances at publishing. Chances are you're actually going to help your chances of publishing if you speak up a little bit, all right? We could actually put an end to this if we collectively helped each other. At least those are my thoughts on it. Yeah, and of course, this is just me spitballing over some emails. If you're hearing this, it's because you are listening to the free public feed of Heavy Board. To get complete, uncensored, uninterrupted, full access to this podcast, become a subscriber at patreon.com/heavyboard. That's right, Heavy Board is made possible by subscribers like you. For less than 1 cup of coffee per month, you will receive private access to uncensored, full-length episodes, Jerk Shop, heavy bonus content, subscribers-only AMA episodes, bonus extended interviews, and more. Come join the conversation today at patreon.com/heavyboard.